Hello everyone. Next, we'll be discussing a key support strategy. We've spent a lot of time looking at various innovation strategies, but to innovate effectively, we need certain supporting elements. In other words, among the strategies of different functional departments, some can help us better implement innovation strategies, including platform strategy, technology strategy, intellectual property strategy, as well as marketing and capability strategies. We'll start by looking at platform strategy. So, about platform strategy. First, has anyone seen the movie called The Lord of the Rings? Or rather, 祭万王. Right, The Lord of the Rings has 3 parts. Actually, they later filmed another one, so there should be 4, right? But those first few were released in several installments. But you know, the whole Lord of the Rings was released in 2001. Only cost $290 million to make. Then a decade on, in 2009, Avatar was released. As for Avatar, it cost $400 million to make. Of course, money isn't worth what it used to be. Money depreciates. That's one factor. But there's another factor, 2. Just think 3 movies versus 1. Back then, The Lord of the Rings, its production was a major breakthrough. Avatar, it was also a breakthrough. But that's not our focus here. We're focusing on how much it cost to make 3 movies here versus how much it cost to make just 1 here. Why is there such a big difference? One reason is these 3 Lord of the Rings movies, they were all done in one go. They were shot back to back, meaning they shot one long story all at once. After shooting that long story, they edited it into 3 movies. This approach, this is kind of like what we call a platform strategy. The same group of people work on the same sets, the same actors, the same special effects team. So a lot of things can be reused once mastered, without starting from scratch. For example, take these 2 cars. One's an Audi TT, the other is a Volkswagen Golf. Looking at these 2 cars, they look quite different. But if you take them apart and examine the parts, you'll find they share about 70% of the same parts, with only 2030% being different. In the automotive world, even with completely different exteriors, one being a middle high-end model and the other a mid-range one, you'd think they'd be vastly different, but internally, they're not that different. They might share 60 to 70% of the same components. In the automotive industry, you have the frame undercarriage and various structural parts, the front and rear axles, the steering and drive systems, the suspension, engine, and so on. Many components can actually be shared. So if these components are shared, building a new model becomes much easier. That's why big companies can develop new models so quickly. They launch many product series. Take buying a mobile phone, for example. You'll find Huawei has its P series. Within the P series, there are many models, like the P10, P20, P30, P40. There's also the Honor series. The Honor series has many models too. Then there's the Enjoy series, which also has many. And the Nova series, many of those too. So they have a very good platform. What's a platform? It means they don't need to start from scratch every time. There's no need to start from scratch. So where do we begin? You'll have a subsystem or interface ready to use. There's a platform in place. With this platform and framework, using this base, you can add new features or refine them. This allows for the creation of new products, allowing for a rapid and continuous rollout of new products. This is one of the biggest advantages of a platform strategy. And in a platform strategy, creating this platform is a challenge. It's not easy, but it's geared towards long-term goals. You have to look at it from a long-term perspective. If you want to thrive in this industry and achieve long-term growth, once you've established a solid platform, on this platform, you can then roll out a 10, then an 11, and then a 12. It becomes relatively easier. This makes it significantly easier. And by using this platform strategy, the industry term is a series of subsystems and their interfaces to establish a common architecture. And on this common architecture, we can efficiently develop and produce a series of derivative products. Sometimes they are called derivative. Different terms might be used, but they mean the same thing. So on one hand, it enables rapid and continuous roll out a series of products. And it's also taking a long-term view to craft a product development strategy. At the same time, it can effectively improve operational efficiency. Just think, it can get things done faster and more cost-effectively. as you just saw, shooting these 3 films all at once. It can shoot them all at once. You've probably heard stories like this about a certain movie or hit TVs that's really well made and a commercial success, but if they wanted to bring back the original cast, often the directors or the producers would find they're unavailable. Why? They're too expensive now. Those actors who weren't famous have become big stars from the show, and they can charge a lot more at times. If you can use this platform strategy to get it all done at once, then release it in stages to show it to everyone. It's a great way to do it, right? Seems like I've just saved all you directors some money, but not really, since at the start, where do you even find that much funding to make a 9-hour-long movie? It's a really tough challenge. It's just that this approach can indeed be leveraged for many things. For instance, you've probably heard that Chen Kaich made a film called Legend of the Demon Cat. In some part of Hubei, he built an entire film studio. After this movie was shot at that studio, so what happens after that? If several shows can use the same set platform, the costs can be spread out. You see, that's the idea. So there's a common framework with some shared elements, some reusable ones, without reinventing the wheel. You can just reuse what's already there. So this is what we call our platform strategy. And in this strategy, with this approach, one of the benefits is that it allows companies and markets to clearly define and understand the underlying components of these product platforms, which parts are reusable. Once you've identified those reusable parts, you can isolate them. After isolating them, set it up specifically. Once that's set up, you can build everything else on top of that. Expand and develop from there. All right, it can make you stand out. What does it mean to stand out? Just think, if your competitor has a product like this, that's really awesome. Say you've got a similar product, and it's just as impressive, then you're back to competing head-to-head. But if you adopt a platform strategy, building on that foundation, you can roll out several new products at once that gives you product strength and a broader product front. When you use that broader front to compete, you can point out they're just an Audi product company, but we are known for our long-standing tradition. We'll have a whole series of products. This is where we gain, and it really shows off your capabilities. So that's why a platform strategy can really help you stand out from the crowd more quickly. You take this product to go head-to-head while also developing another. Make it even better. The price goes up. Offer a cheaper one to reach those price-sensitive customers. This is a great opportunity, so you can better leverage the differentiation strategy. That's platform strategy. Now, when focusing on this, what's important is on one hand the key terms, on the other that it enables a range of universal interface that can create this to quickly launch products. I series of products, that's the long-term view, enhancing its efficiency and value